There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. The time is now. The time is now. Whoop, gotta get that glare. The time is now 7:14 a.m. It is June 26th, 2020, and it is Friday, Friday. Everybody, yeah, it's Friday. See that? Yes, it is Friday. It is 7:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's Texas time, y'all. And in celebration of Friday, we're going to have a Bible reading party. Anybody who watched my Facebook story yesterday, now you know the song that was in my mind at that particular time. So yes, Bible reading party. You can fill in your own background music, whatever you're thinking of at that moment. But that's what's still playing in my mind today. I don't know why, but Ty Tribbett is like in my mind. In either case, this is my Bible. This the New Believer's Bible. First steps for new Christians. I'm an old Christian, actually. I got baptized when I was 15 years old. And yeah, I've been up and I've been down, and I've been righteous and I've been not so unrighteous, and I've been a backslider and I'm sliding back in. So yeah, I've been all over the spectrum as far as being a follower. I am a follower of Christ, and I will claim that right here with you. Are you? I invite you to be. But if you want to read about what this Jesus guy is about first, I implore you, encourage you to read the Bible so you can figure that out. And if you don't want to read the Bible, well, at least if you don't want to read the Bible, you can at least listen to me read the Bible. You can listen to me right now reading the Bible, and you can also go to this channel right here that I'm going to screen share with you, and you can listen to all the Bible readings that I've done thus far. Because for January, slow down. Because for 2020, the year 2020, I made a resolution, a New Year's resolution, to read the Bible every day. And I've been doing it every day since January 1st. I started reading it on my main channel on YouTube, this channel here. And then as of June 1st, I moved it to a new channel. And this is the new channel that you can find all of those very cool, if I do say so myself, and I do, Bible readings right here. So this is my YouTube channel. It's called Boulevard 40, BLVD 40. And it's a spin-off actually of my main channel, which is 40 Entrepreneur Drive. So if you're driving along the roads of the internet, Boulevard 40 is a short distance from 40 Entrepreneur Drive. Ha ha ha. Get it? It's supposed to be a joke. Anyways, or at least a pun. So if you come here, you can type it in BLVD40, or you can even type in hashtag BLVD40, or you can even type in hashtag Bible reading party. I made that up all by myself. And if you're on YouTube and you type that in, you should get to this page right here. This is the home page. So you will see the latest updates here. And if you want to see all the videos, just go right here where it says videos. And you can see all of my videos. All of them. Now, I don't just read the Bible. I will be making other videos on, mostly based on topics around the Bible and Christianity. And for example, this one here, Jezebel, one day ago came out. And you can be the first to watch it because nobody's watched it yet. But yes, the death of Jezebel, I did a little expository deep dive into what it meant for Jezebel to, when she died, only her hands, feet, and skull were left behind, and I want to know why. So I did a little exploring, and if you want to know what's going on with that, watch that video. Leave me your opinion there. You can also go to playlists, which is right here, and well, I've got stuff on here. You won't see all this extra stuff. This is all my stuff that I like to watch. But outside of that, if you go to my playlist, you will see this playlist right here. you would go to this playlist that says Bible Reading Party, and that I made especially for you, so you can watch them all together in order. But yeah, let's see. If you want to see all of my Bible reading readings up until the point that I made this channel, you can go to this channel, which is 40 Entrepreneur Drive. That is my main channel. And when you go there, you will look for a specific playlist. That playlist is called, I think that playlist is called Bible Reading Party too. So this is my main channel here, talk about business and entrepreneurship. And if you go to this playlist here, you should see right here, it says 40 ED Bible Reading Party. And you can get all of the readings from Genesis up through about Samuel, a little bit of the New Testament too, but it's everything I did from January 1st to June 1st when I made the transition. And at some point, I'm probably going to combine all of my Bible readings onto the new channel, but until then, you can come here, 40 Entrepreneur Drive, for the first half of me reading the Bible, and then you can go to Boulevard 40 for everything from June up till now. So now that we got that taken care of, let me introduce you to my website, which is The Bible in 1 Year. Kind of goes along with my whole thing of me reading the Bible in a year. It's my first time reading through the Bible in a year. It's my first time reading through the Bible, period. So here is The Bible in 1 Year. Check it out in your free time. Come visit it. It is a new channel, new website, so there's just a little bit here, but it's enough for you to look around. I encourage you to come check it out. If you see something you like, check it out and come let me know what you would like, what else you would like to see on this page here. There's a way to give a Bible to those in need. There's a way to get a Bible. If you need a Bible, you want to buy one for yourself, you want to buy one for a gift, go ahead and follow this link. It is an affiliate link, which means if you decide to purchase a Bible, I get a little kickback from that. No extra charge to you, but it's for me promoting this particular site. All right, now we got that taken care of. Let's do another screen share. This is my study guide. This is how I'm making my way through the Bible in 1 year. This is what I'm doing. I'm using a guide. It is called the Woman's Guide. See that at the top? A Woman's Guide to Reading the Bible in a Year, a life-changing journey through the heart of God. The author is Diane Stortz. I'll show you the cover in just a second, but this gold box is what I'm reading. And each one of these gold boxes that you'll see week to week has a breakdown of what I should be reading and how much. For example, Monday, I read Philippians 1 through 4. Tuesday, I read Psalms 42 through 45. Wednesday, I read 46 through 49. Thursday, I read 50 through 53. And here we are on Friday today. And I'm going to be reading Psalms 54, 57, 54, 55, 56, 57. Off to the side, we got some checkpoints, which are different things that are going to be happening throughout the week. And this is the cover in case you want to get it yourself. This is a digital download. It is also available as a physical copy. And there we go. A Woman's Guide to Reading the Bible in a Year. If you're a man, I'm pretty sure there is a man's guide to reading the Bible somewhere. And even though a woman wrote this for her women's Bible study group, anybody can listen in, anybody can use it. It's just, marketing purposes. She's a woman, she wrote it for her women's group. So yeah, that's what I'm using. And that's what it looks like. Let me go back because I'm actually using, I told you guys that I'm using this Bible, which I normally do. This is what I use 90% of the time. But this week, or whenever I'm going through Psalms, probably, I'm using my other Bible. I got a study Bible. It is called the Quest Study Bible. And the reason I promote this is because it is an easy read. It does not have a lot of these, thous, between thee and me, begatteth and smiteth. It doesn't have all that. It has modern day English. I don't know why that is not focusing, but it has modern day English in this particular Bible. in this new translation, New Living Translation. And so it is a very easy read. So if you're attempting to read the Bible for the first time, this will be a good one. I'm pretty sure there's other ones like this, but that's why I read this one most of the time. But for the sake of Psalms, since it's poetry, and poetry can be kind of vague, and poetry can be kind of like, I don't want to say ambiguous, but poetry is more like thoughts and feelings and concepts, and it's not a straight narrative. And sometimes I'm like, what does that mean? And this one has a lot more notes in it. For example, see, the scriptures in the middle, and those notes that you see in black and blue on the side, those are notes, and that's on every page. And the notes will like give you questions that you are more than likely probably going to ask yourself as you're reading this, things that people typically would ask, and it's answering it for you. Of course, I would encourage people, do your own research. You know, this is a good guide, and this is the publishers. Of course, this is the publisher, the people that publish this Zondervan. This is their interpretation of it. So if you really, really want to know, read one Bible, read another Bible, read another Bible, get a Bible dictionary, do some research. But that's down the line. For people who are just getting started, I just say get a good modern read Bible, get a Bible dictionary so you can look up some different words and names. And if you want to take it to the next level, get something like a study Bible. With that being said, let me say hello to my friends in the room who may or may not be here. I haven't looked yet. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check me out at Facebook, my personal page. I didn't want to start promoting myself on my personal page, but since I'm not able to live stream for whatever reason on Boulevard 40, I'm using whatever means necessary to get the word out and to finish what I started, which is reading the Bible online to my community. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching an upload, a replay of it. If you want to watch it live and participate, you can go to my YouTube channel. Excuse me. You can go to my Facebook page. I may or may not put a link on there. I know YouTube gets funny sometimes about cross promoting because they don't want people to leave YouTube and go over there, because YouTube has advertisers and they're trying to get paid, and Facebook has advertisers and they're trying to get paid. So I'm trying to tell you without telling you. If you want to find me, look me up. You can join the live on Facebook. And if you are on Facebook already and you want to watch the upload, the replay, then go to those channels that I showed you on the screen share. Yeah, that's a mouthful. I'm telling you, I just got off work, you guys. For those of you who don't know, I work at night in a factory, in a place which will remain unnamed. And by the time I get here, I'm a little bit tired. And then I get tongue-tied, I guess. I guess my mouth is saying, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. You need to be sleeping. Listen to that ASMR. Hear the rustling of the paper? Hear the turning of the pages? To make an ASMR Bible reading page, Bible reading video. If you don't know what ASMR, look it up. It has to do with your audio sensory something or other. It makes ear tickles. Yesterday I read, what was that, 50, 51, 52, 53. And today we're going to read 54 through 57 right after I say hello to my Facebook family. Excuse me. Morning, doing my bottles. Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad you're here. All right. We got that. We got one person in the room. Yeah, we got one person in the room, and all that means is there's plenty of room left for you, whoever's coming in after the fact or watching this on the Facebook replay. Because even though people don't watch this live while I'm doing it now, you can still watch the replay on Facebook, and you can watch the replay on one of my channels. So lucky you got two options. Here we go. Psalms 55. Let me double check. I don't know why, but sometimes I have it in my head that I'm supposed to be reading one thing and I read something else. I said 54 through 57, right? I'm telling you, by the time I start turning pages and going to different tabs on my laptop, my brain has said, "Yeah, I'm not gonna." That's a broken link in my mind. Is saying that's a broken link. You can't go back there. We don't know what you were doing. Please refresh. Reboot, refresh. Oh, yeah, and this is week 26, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is week 26 of me reading the Bible. There are 52 weeks in a year, and this is the halfway point. Yes, this is the halfway point. So this is week 26, and the theme for this week is peace and praise. Peace and praise. Every week there's a different theme, and this week is peace and praise. I forgot to mention that. Paul was in the church at Philippi on Monday, the one time that I read from the New Testament. That was in Philippians, and then the rest is Psalms. Yes, 54 through 57. Just wanted to make sure. Here we go. Psalms 54. Are you ready? There's a note at the top that says it's for the director of music with stringed instruments. Most of these psalms do have that little note because, as I mentioned the other day, psalms actually means song. You know what? Yesterday I did not get my notes. Today I'm going to get my notes because I told you guys I took notes the other day while I was at work. I took notes because I was looking up, I don't know if I was researching for a video or what I was doing, but I came across this pretty interesting information about Psalms, and I mentioned it yesterday, part of it yesterday. There's 5 books of Psalms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and consequently, or coincidentally, there are the first 5 books of the Bible are called the Pentateuch. The Pentateuch. And I think I read somewhere that the 5 books of Psalms line up with or reflect the Pentateuch, which is the first 5 books of the Bible, which would be Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. I've been taking lots and lots and lots and lots of notes lately. So give me un momento, por favor. I got notes for the channels. I've got notes for some other websites that I'm setting up. I've got notes for video ideas. I've got notes for research. Kippet, hairnet, bonnet, mesmer. Okay, that has something to do with hair coverings. That's another topic I'm researching. That is not there, but I thought it was. Something about head coverings, spiritual warfare. I thought it was on this page. Oh, okay, there's more notes. I'm like, do the notes stop here? Okay, we got some scriptures there. Got some more scriptures there. Got some blank pages here. What is that about? Yes, I need to actually, I'm glad I looked at this. I need to work on this. Because I have a very special guest on my main channel today, and I've got notes. I've got notes and questions for him that I need to type up. Women of the Bible. Here we go. These are my notes. Okay. Psalms. The purpose of Psalms. I said this the other day. I'm repeating myself. Purpose. Praise of God. Praise. There are praise Psalms, wisdom Psalms, royal Psalms, thanksgiving Psalms, and Psalms of lament. So Psalms of praise, Psalms of wisdom, Psalms of royalty, Psalms of thanksgiving, and Psalms of lament. So those are 5 Psalms, types of Psalms, 5 books of Psalms, and then there's the Pentateuch, which is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, and then I talked about the types of prayers because They are psalms, which are songs, which are actually prayers. I think I looked that up. Prayers, as far as the Jewish tradition, these would be sung as prayers or hymnals. And there's four types of prayers: adoration, contrition, thanksgiving, supplication. And so they almost line up, the types of prayers with the types of psalms. I thought I wrote that down, but I must not have wrote it down. I must have saved it on my phone because I was looking it up because I wanted to look up. I want to share with you guys the actual Jewish name that I was looking at that one day. I don't want to take too much time away from the Bible reading, but I want to see if I can look it up really, really quick because it's at the forefront of my thought, and I just want to make sure I can mention it before I forget. I'm just going to see Psalms. I'm looking this up in like a terrible way. I doubt it. But I found it. I typed in, what are the Psalms for Jewish people? That's what I typed in. And the first thing that came up is My Jewish Learning, that website, the Book of Psalms, in quotations, Sefer Tehillim. That's the word I was looking for the other day. Sefer Tehillim. The Book of Psalms is among the most popular and widely read of all the books of the Hebrew Bible. And that word Tehillim is what I came across. I should have taken better notes, but sometimes I take notes on paper, sometimes I take it in daily Tehillim, sometimes I take it on my phone, sometimes I take it on paper. But that would be something interesting if you are interested in doing some further research. That would be an interesting topic, is to look up how the Psalms relate to Jewish life or Jewish worship. See there, it says Daily Tehillim, Psalms, Daily Torah Study. Produced by King David, the Book of Psalms has been a source of inspiration and refuge from distress throughout the centuries for both Jews and non-Jews. And yeah, that's chabad.org. Yeah. Now I'm going to jump in. I just had to get that out of my system because I'm like, I was looking up this thing and it was really cool and it was like stuff. And I just want to share that with you. Okay, Psalms 54. Let me get to it. And by this time, I've got more people in the room. Okay. We've got a good morning. We've got a thumbs up from Eva Frazier. All right, so welcome. And to anybody else who comes in after the fact, welcome. If you missed something, watch the replay. I haven't got started yet, but I'm going to get started right now. I was just talking about some background supporting information about Psalms because I think Psalms is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Even though I grew up thinking this was the Book of Palms, because palms. Psalms 54 starts now. Save me, O God. Oh, wait, let me go back to those notes. For the director of music with stringed instruments, a maskil of David, when the Ziphites had gone to Saul and said, is not David hiding among us? That's the notes. Save me, O God, by your name. Vindicate me by your might. Hear my prayer, O God. Listen to the words of my mouth. Strangers are attacking me. Ruthless men seek my life. Men without regard for God. Selah. Surely God is my help. The Lord is the one who sustains me. Let evil recoil on those who slander me. In your faithfulness, destroy them. I will sacrifice a free will offering to you. I will praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For he has delivered me from all my troubles, and my eyes have looked up in triumph on my foes. And that's Psalms 54. And these are the notes that goes along from the study Bible for Psalms 54. In verse 5, there's a question. How does faithfulness lead to destruction? How does faithfulness lead to destruction? Let evil recoil on those who slander me. In your faithfulness, destroy them. So, how does faithfulness lead to destruction? God, to be faithful, must maintain truth and carry out justice. If he tolerated sin and allowed the wicked to go unpunished, he would not be faithful. Faithfulness, then, when used to dispense justice, brings about the destruction of the wicked. The second question here is for verses 6 through 7. And the question is, why does David move so quickly from petition, like, gimme, 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 please, please, gimme, please, to praise? Thank you, Lord. How does he go so quickly from those two? Offering praise to God is always right, regardless of the circumstance. Here, David calls for help and, in the same breath, declares God as his helper. David was a poet and musician. Poetry expressed his feelings, not necessarily his logic. His music could be melancholy or joyful. Perhaps he shifted the melodies to indicate these changes. And the last part is, why was David so afraid? Oh, nope, that is going to another one. That is going to Psalms 55. But I do have another note here at the bottom. Let's see if I can share it with you. I've got another note here specifically saying, how does God rescue people? See that? How does God rescue people? And it's pertaining to Psalms 54 in particular, verse 7. How does God rescue people? I would like to know. It says here, many Psalms like this one plead for God's deliverance from a specific problem or threat. Yet these Psalms describe God's help in general ways. They state with assurance that God's people can count on him to rescue them. It seems clear that God preserved lessons from specific incidents to teach us larger spiritual truths that can be applied more broadly in many kinds of situations. This psalm then promises much more than rescue from the Ziphites. That's in the title, the little note. Even without the Ziphites around to harass us, God still rescues his people. Sometimes God protects us from physical dangers, from human threats, like those that David often faced. Remember, David kept running for his life because of Saul. Saul, who took him in as a son, loved him as a son, and then in the next moment got so jealous, and the spirit of depression came upon him and anger. He was throwing spears at him, sending troops after him. David was running for his life for a really long time. And so it says, even without the Ziphites around to harass him, God still rescues people. Oh, yeah, here we go. Sometimes God protects us from physical dangers, from human threats, like those that David often faced. And from his misfortunes, such as sickness, and from misfortunes such as sickness and accidents. Other times, his protection prevents spiritual troubles from overtaking us. Jesus taught his disciples to pray, deliver us from evil, from the evil one. And you can find that in Matthew 6:13. Because God is infinite, he can deliver us in infinite ways, whether the danger is physical or spiritual. God's most important rescue, however, is through the work of Christ on the cross, setting people free from sin and death. I want to go back to the second to last paragraph, talking about other times his protection prevents spiritual troubles from overtaking us. More and more and more, especially these last couple of years, I definitely feel like I'm a little bit more aware of the spiritual stuff going on, the way people act, the things that people do. Just weird, like, why would you do that? Who does that? What's wrong with people? I'm really starting to understand that it's not necessarily people, it's spiritual influence on people. It really is. That's why you gotta watch what you watch what you listen to, watch the kind of people that you're around, because all that stuff is influencing you. On a side note, liquor, drinking, why do they call that, when you go to the store, why do they call it wines and spirits? Wines and spirits. What happens when you drink? It's almost like you're a whole other person, right? But yeah, his protection prevents spiritual troubles from overtaking us, and that is a little bit more explanation of Psalm 54. So now I'm going to jump into Psalms 55, unless there's something in the chat, which I don't see anything right now. Okay, so I'm going to jump right back in. Psalms 55, for the director of music with stringed instruments, a maskil of David. Listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. My thoughts trouble me, and I am distraught at the voice of the enemy, at the stares of the wicked. For they bring down suffering upon me and revile me in anger. My heart is in anguish within me. The terrors of death assail me. Fear and trembling have beset me. Horror has overwhelmed me. I said, oh, that I had wings of a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. I would flee far away and stay in the desert. Selah. I would hurry to my place of shelter, far from the tempest and storm. Confuse the wicked, O Lord, confound their speech, for I see violence and strife in the city. Day and night they prowl about on its walls. Malice and abuse are within. Destructive forces are at work in the city. Threats and lies never leave its streets. If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were raising himself against me, I could hide from it. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship, as we walked with the throng at the house of God. Let death take my enemies by surprise. Let them go down alive to the grave, for evil finds lodging among them. But I call to God, and the Lord saves me. Evening, morning, and noon, I cry out in distress, and he hears my voice. He ransoms me unharmed from the battle waged against me, even though many oppose me. God, who is enthroned forever, will hear them and afflict them. Men who never change their ways and have no fear of God. Selah. My companion attacks his friends. He violates his covenant. His speech is smooth as butter, yet war is in his heart. His words are more soothing than oil, yet they are drawn swords. Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous fall. But you, O God, will bring down the wicked into the pit of corruption. Bloodthirsty and deceitful men will not live out half their days. But as for me, I trust you. That is 55. And the notes for 55 are as such. Why was David so afraid? The specific reason isn't stated, but strife and violence were not unusual during David's time. On this occasion, his fears were not merely due to enemies, but to a friend who had turned against him. Some have speculated that this psalm alludes to David's advisor, Ahithophel, who joined Absalom's rebellion against David. Let's see, there's another question. Why would David want his enemies buried alive? And that's in verse 15. It's not unusual to wish that someone would be removed from the scene, but it's probably not accurate to say that David wanted to bury his enemies alive. Death by surprise and going alive to the grave were probably ways of asking for God's judgment to overtake one's enemies. David felt that they deserved an early death. And how about this pit of corruption? In verse 23, pits, sinkholes, cisterns were common features of the ancient landscape. David uses the image of a pit as a metaphor for death and the grave. And that is Psalms 55. I say hello to Kiana Nicole, who says, good morning, 40 fam. How is everyone on this blissful day? Well, I'm quite blissful. I'm very excited because in just a few short hours, after I take my morning nap, I'm going to be waking up and I'm going to be going live with a very special person who actually has some very beautiful art associated with the Bible. And if you want to know what that is, you got to tune into this channel. If you're not tuned in already, if you're watching this on a replay on Boulevard 40, Go to this channel at some point, and you will see an interview with a gentleman who has his own artistic expression on some of these Bible characters that I'm reading about. So yes, I'm doing very well. Psalms 56 starts as such. For the director of music, to the tune of A Dove on Distant Oaks of David, a miktam. A miktam, okay? That sounds different from what I said before. The other one is a maskil of David, and this is a miktam of David. Don't know what that is? You'll have to look it up. And this is about when the Philistines had seized him at Gath. Be merciful to me, O God, for men hotly pursue me. All day long they press their attack. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. When I'm afraid, I will trust in you, in God, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? All day long they twist my words. They're always plotting to harm me. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, eager to take my life. On no account let them escape. In your anger, O God, bring down the nation. Record my lament. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I am under vows to you, O God. I will present my thank offerings to you, for you have delivered me from death, and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. That's Psalms 56, and there's only one note that goes with this. Actually, there's two notes. One is a scriptural link. If you want to know more about the title, which is talking about the Philistines seizing him at Gath, it's telling you to read 1 Samuel chapter 21, verses 10 through 15. But the actual note is saying, what kind of records does God keep? And it's referring to verse 8, when he said, record my lament. As I'm crying and, oh, woe is me. Record that. Write that down. Record my lament. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your records? So here's the question. What kind of records does God keep? God keeps an account of all the thoughts and deeds of humanity. If you want proof of that, read Revelations 20 and 12. God also keeps a record of those who are saved by faith, whose names are in the book of life. Want proof of that? Read Revelations 69 and 28 and 3 and 5 and 21 and 27. Chapter 3, 5, 21, chapter 21 and 27. And here's the last one for today. Psalms 57 starts like this. It's for the director of music, to the tune of Do Not Destroy of David. It is a miktam. And it's about when he fled from Saul into a cave. You guys remember that? And then Saul ended up going away with a little bit less of his robe. You can read about that in 1 Samuel 22 and 1. Have mercy on me, O God, have mercy on me, for in you my soul takes refuge. I will take refuge in the shadow of your wings until the disaster has passed. I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. He sends from heaven and saves me, rebuking those who hotly pursue me. Selah. God sends his love and his faithfulness. I am in the midst of lions. I lie among ravenous beasts, men whose teeth are spears and arrows, whose tongues are sharp swords. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They spread a net for my feet. I was bowed down in distress. They dug a pit in my path, but they have fallen into it themselves. Selah. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and make music. Awake, my soul, awake, harp and lyre. I will awaken the dawn. I will praise you, O Lord, among the nations. I will sing of you among the peoples, for great is your love. reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. And there's only one note for Psalms 57, and it's alluding to this shadow of your wings part. An image of God's protection and care. As a shadow provides relief from the merciless sun, as a bird covers her young in the nest, so God provides a place of refuge. Jesus expressed his concern for the people of Jerusalem in a similar manner, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. And you can read about that in Matthew 23 and 37. And as far as today's reading, we are done. We are done reading Psalms 54, Psalms 55, Psalms 56, and Psalms 57 for your listening pleasure. And yeah. Another quick reminder as I'm heading out the door, don't forget to check out, if you have done already, the Bible in a Year, which is the website that goes right along with this, my new channel. My channel is Boulevard 40, and the web page that is going to be developed going around that is for people who also want to read the Bible in 1 year, as I am reading the Bible in 1 year. I am putting information and resources on this website, the Bible in 1 year. Read it, study it, learn it, understand it, apply it, live it, share it. So on my way out, let me give a quick outro prayer as we head on out and get our day started. For those of you day walkers, so just for those of you who are day walkers who sleep at night like normal people, I hope that you guys have a great Friday and have some very fun things going on, and that you stay safe and healthy, that you enjoy your day. And for those of you who are night walkers, that sounds terrible, like me, it sounds terrible, doesn't it? For those of you who work at night or stay up all night or study at night and sleep in the day, we gonna lay it down, right? Like literally, we about to lay it down. But before then, let me do a quick prayer for those in need, and just a prayer in general. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for Friday. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this day all week. I've been trying to stay happy and content throughout the week, regardless of what's going on. But I'm especially happy for today. I'm excited because of my guest that I'll be talking to. So thank you, Lord. I pray that all goes well during that interview, and I pray that as many people as possible can come in and enjoy and participate and just get some value from it. But aside from that, I'm just thankful to be here in the comfort and safety of my own home, where I can read my Bible without persecution, using the miracle of technology to reach out to different people in different places and spaces, yet we're all in the same room together. Lord, I only ask, and I ask that um, everybody listening to this now or later on, that they are motivated to read the Bible in their own time, so they can get to know you, get to understand your purpose for them, build up their faith, and find some understanding. That is my prayer. Amen. Good night. You know, there are people who have fallen asleep during their live streams, right? Yeah, there are. That's a whole YouTube trope. People doing 24-hour live streams and different extreme live streams in different situations, and they fall asleep right there on camera. That's too much. If I'm that tired, I gotta say thanks for coming, guys, but I gotta go. But different people have different goals and different reasons for doing that. So I'm not hating, but I'm just saying I could fall asleep right now, but then I wouldn't be able to talk to my guest this afternoon. I'm so excited! So excited. So yeah. One last shameless plug. Go on over to 40 Entrepreneur Drive. If you're watching this as a replay or if you're watching this at some other time, you won't be able to participate in the live stream if you're late, if you're after the fact. But going over to my channel, 40 Entrepreneur Drive, where I am interviewing a guest. His name is James C. Lewis, and he is the artist of a beautiful photo series called Icons of the Bible. Icons of the Bible, and I think he named it or somebody else nicknamed it the Noir Bible. Yes, yes. Bible, the people of the Bible represented in a way that looks just like this. So it's very cool. And yeah, share that out. Even if you don't get to participate in the live, once you go and watch that, make sure you share that out so that other people can be aware that there is another, I don't want to say interpretation, but yeah, there's another interpretation of the physical characteristics of the people of the Bible. I mean, the man did his research, he did his study, he read the Bible, as I encourage you to do. And by what he read, he came to the conclusion of, how these people should be represented in the photographs. And so check that out. Google him, look him up. You can see his artwork. It is amazing. And then you can hear us talk about how he even got into that on the channel. On that note, I wish you guys a great day, or if you're going to bed now like me, I wish you a good night, and I will see you on the next Bible reading party, which will be tomorrow, 7 a.m., 7-ish Central Standard Time. It's Texas time, y'all. Let me go through this list because sometimes people say something and I don't realize they've said something. Okay, I've caught up with all the comments. Thank you guys, appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my channel and I'm going to leave a link so that if anybody comes to this video after the fact, they will have a very easy way. Like, I'm making it as easy as possible. They'll have a very easy way to come and join in the video if they're in time, or just watch the video after the fact. Yeah, it's going to happen in 4 hours. I got to get some sleep. I'm looking at I'll show you guys a screen share. Here's a screen share before I tune out. Today is June 26th. I will be going live in 4 hours, just like it says right here in the corner of this. I will be going live in 4 hours. And this is the gentleman I will be talking with about his photography and some other great art that he does. He's a businessman and entrepreneur, which is why he's on this channel, the entrepreneurship channel, 40 Entrepreneur Drive. I just copied a link and I'm going to leave it in the chat for you guys. So anybody who watches this after the fact can come and watch. This is the link. Yeah. So that's the link after the fact. I mean, that's the link so you guys can tune in. And if you can't be there live, you can always come back to this video. If you can't, if for whatever reason you can't remember what my channel name is, for the new people, I'm talking to new people. All my regulars know how to find me. But I'll do that like that. And then I'll also make sure that I go put that link. I don't know if I can put that link on my other channel. Anyhow, take it easy, you guys. I got to get about 3 hours of sleep before I get back up, and then I'm done. I will be at work, but I will chime in. Cool. I hope you enjoy it. Share me out with some of your coworkers. Maybe they can watch on their break. All right, you guys. See you later. And end. And for you guys who are watching me on Boulevard 40, go over to 40 Entrepreneur Drive. And will I? Won't I? Will I? Won't I? I will. I will leave the description. I will leave the link to that interview with that gentleman that I just talked about. I will leave the link in the description of this one since I'm talking about it. And yeah, hope you guys get to check that out. And maybe you guys can look up some of that imagery because that's how I found them. I found them on Google Images. You can look up some of that imagery and keep that in mind as you're studying your Bible and maybe have some discussions about it. I would actually love to have some discussions about that. I might make a follow up video on that topic. But since he has restrictions on use for his imagery, like he does not want people to monetize or make money off of his imagery because that's his business, that's what he does. I need to be careful of how I do that with you guys, but I do want to share something about him. I just got to get creative and see how I can expose you guys to him while maintaining the restrictions and boundaries that he's given for the use of his work. On that note, see you guys on YouTube later. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow me on social media. Now, let me know what you think about this next upcoming video.